Hi guys, Assalamualaikum. Selamat puasa.
Waalaikumsalam, selamat berpuasa.
Waalaikumsalam.
Ya,
Right. Dah boleh sign in ke YouFuture?
Boleh tak?
Boleh.
Oh, sebab I nak apa? I nak masuk YouFuture tak dapat. So dia kata bad getaway. Alright. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome everyone untuk our class Energy Law, Introduction to Energy Law. Okay, I was wondering, why do you choose the paper? Is it because what? Can you give me some input?
the relevance of energy regulation policies in our country.
Okay, good. The rest is thank you.
For me, sir, it's primarily because I realized that nowadays companies are looking into SDGs and how to be more greener. So I think like this class would give me good input for the future, sir.
Oh, good. Yeah, I tend to agree with that because most of my ex-students who took this paper, I think they have secured a position in their companies, in the firms that they are working in energy. So because this is a subject that is rarely introduced in other universities. So it so happened because I my PhD is on energy, so energy law. So obviously the dean says that okay lah, kita buka a paper on that. So that is why we are here today. Other than that, you all dah kenal I kan? Are you familiar with me, or is this the first time?
This would be my first time.
First time.
First time for me too.
First time for me too.
Oh, I see. All right. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Haris bin Abdul Rani. Then what else? Okay, I'm from Kedah, Alostar. Married. No kids because we choose not to have kids. Uh, why? Because we want to enjoy life. Not because having kids is not something that is good, but having kids means full of responsibilities. So I think we chicken out in getting that. So anak saudara saya pun dah ramai, dalam lebih kurang 60 orang. So pening kepala. I can't even remember their names. I'm come from a family of 14. Two died when they were born. So I number 11 out of 14. 11 out of 14. Okay, my education, my education is from Kedah, obviously from Sultan Abdul Hamid College, and then I continue my Form 5, and then I continue my Form 6, and then after Form 6, I joined ITM. Okay, joined ITM. Lucky for me to get a place, which is another story. If I can share with you later on. So I did the first time in ITM, CIMA. Chartered Institute Management Accountant. An external course. The center is obviously UK, but UITM was handling it. Until today, CIMA is also in existence in ITM. So I did not do well because I played a lot. You know, fun time, free from your family and things like that. And the cost is in the nature that it's once a year examination. So it's not like degree or diploma. During that point of time, UIT is not UITM, is ITM. So when it is ITM, it's diploma, right? So diploma, every you have carry marks, you have you have your that carry mark lah, is the one that helps you in graduating. So in the CIMA, it's a once a year examination, and you don't have any carry marks. It's either you fail or you pass. And if you have in that situation, we have 4 papers. If you fail one, you fail all. So I did not do well. So I decided before ITM kicked me, so I kicked myself out. So I went to study. Sorry, to work. To study, but I went to work with a bank for I think 11 years. So while with the bank, I decided to continue my study again. uh, this time around it's not full time, it's part time. So what I did was to enter ITM law, so degree of law. So completed the degree after 10 years. uh, I think in the daftar student of our faculty, faculty of law UITM, I think I am the oldest student of the faculty, 20 semester, in order for me to complete the course. So I completed the course immediately after that. Uh, while 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 finishing the degree, I discovered that time is I'm going to be time bar. ITM issued me a letter saying that if you don't complete on time, we are going to kick you out. So I don't want second time of being in that position. So I resigned. I resigned from my work and then study full time. So I completed within that period lah, that 20 semester. So after that recession, I cannot get any work, so I applied MARA to continue my master in UKM. So completed it within a year. Uh, I think 1.5 years full time, right? And then after that, I was offered a job to teach with ITM. Experience-wise, because I mentioned about 10 years in the bank, and then 10 years completing the law degree, right? I have been working, I've worked, I've worked at roughly about, I think about more than 15 places. I work with Ericsson Telecommunication. I work with telco company, which is no longer in existence. I've worked with the manufacturing company, retail company. Quite a number of work that I have gone through. So I've just entered ITM. This is my 17th year of ITM, working with ITM. My age is 58 years old, so I have another 2 more years to complete my journey of working, hopefully, so I can therefore rest after that. Uh, my PhD was recently. It's not after the master, but recently, I think about 6 years back. 6 years, I think. Yeah, when I was at the age of 51. Yeah, 51 or something like that. So I think I need to have a rest. So uh, PhD is a good avenue for you to get a rest for 3 years, because I was traveling to Seremban. We were posted there, me and my wife, we both were posted there. Then we have to travel from Shah Alam to Seremban every day. So it's quite taxing. So I said to my wife, I need to have a break. So, okay, Alhamdulillah, after the third year, uh, uh, ITM was telling that if you don't complete your PhD, they will start deducting your salary. So I completed it on time because of that fear. Actually, I completed on my second year, but knowing PhD that they have to wait until the third year in order for you to do that. My PhD, I did it with UTM, University Technology Malaysia, in KL. Initially, it was difficult for ITM faculty to approve, but the legal office of ITM interfered and saying that Prof. Shatna interfered in saying that there is no harm for a person to continue his study in doing PhD at the university, as long as the supervisors are of law, and the subject that person is doing is on law, right? So in my area in UTM, we have energy law, because my area of study at that point of time was to complete a project that the government or UTM is focusing on, which is OTEC, Ocean Thermal Energy Conversion, which is trying to generate energy or power. Yeah, to power is everywhere. To create electricity from deep water. So it's just the differences between the top layer, which is hot, and the lower, the bottom of the sea, which is cold. So utilizing the differences in terms of what they call it, degree of temperature. So they managed to create the energy from the movement or differences in terms of the liquid that they use. So we were worried that China obviously is interfering the sea of South China Sea, and then our sovereignty is going to be, is taken away by China, because they claim the whole area is theirs because of the name itself. So they don't abide to the UNCLOS, United Nations Law of the Sea, and then we do have our laws with regards to EEZ, the exclusive economic zone, which is 200 nautical miles. We do have that privilege, but China doesn't want to acknowledge that. Philippines have brought them to international court, and Philippines won, but they just ignore. So that is my area. The my contribution is to look at the technology, whether the technology can be applied in Malaysia from the perspective of law. Right. Obviously, there are many others doing the same project for financing, for management, for procurement, for manufacturing, for what do you call what else? every aspect of a project. So I'm coming from one perspective, which is law. So that is my journey of education. So uh, yeah, can anyone who wants to ask me anything about what I said just now? So you can actually what do you call it? You can actually do areas that is not related to your area, irrespective of what. Um, Later on, if you want to do something else, you can actually. I have students that is now in Hong Kong, in the Middle East. You don't have to be in Malaysia in order for you to pursue your legal career. Your legal career might not be, concentrated only for the, what do you call it, untuk the lawyering, for becoming a judge, that kind of mindset. That kind of mindset is something that uh, is losing its what they call it, uh, uh, appeal, right? Losing its appeal. All right. So, any questions that you want to ask prior to ni? So, I expect in this session of ours, you are to ask me as many questions as possible. So don't worry about anything. I'm here to help you out. And apa lagi ya? Uh, that is the main important of the my apa my my expectation lah. So my expectation is very simple. It is going to be you asking me a lot of questions. I'll try to answer it. If I can, we find the answer together. Boleh? Can we do that? Okay.
Sure, Doctor.
All right. So let's jump into. Oh, okay. Have you seen the video last night? Anyone managed to? Amira.
Yes, Doctor.
So
Yes, Doctor.
so what do you think? Amirul is. What do you think about the video?
I have this one question about the video you sent last
Yes.
night. So I've watched the entire thing. So I was wondering, as of now, does the humankind does not like found a sustainable or effective way to utilize green energy, because based on the video, most of the green energy ways that we know turns out create even more damage to the planet Earth. So yeah, as of now, is there like no effective way for us to utilize energy?
The simple answer would be no. We are heading towards the wall in a very what do you call it? In very we are all heading towards the wall, and um macam mana, at the very fast pace. Nobody realize. Even those who realize cannot do anything because everyone else it is in a group. Kalau you dalam stampede, where if you are involved in a stampede, that would happen to you. You start to realize that you cannot control yourself. You realize that you are that something is wrong, but because the movement is so vast, everyone is pushing, right? So if you are the only person that is inside and trying to realize that, oh, this is wrong, I need to change, I need to do, it's impossible for you to do that. So because the movement is so fast. You look at the nature of our population after we discovered oil, right? So it went up like what, so high, the number of the hundreds percents that we are now in. So to answer you, Amira, uh, there is no solution. Okay, that is what I want you to realize. Najwa, anyone else? Amira, do you want to add to your question, or anyone else?
So basically, green energy is a scam, and but wouldn't the solution is to stop supporting the movement, even though it's a large movement? The best solution against uh, the climate change would be to resort to planting tree, recycling. Actually, rather than finding alternative, it's just to scavenge what we have left rather than scavenge it for biofuel and anything else.
Kan, I think that should be the way. So I think continue with what we are doing, but try to minimize. The issue is about awareness. Uh, you know, most of us, we are not aware of things that is happening. We follow narrative. The narrative that was put by those people, saying that we have to go away from fossil fuel, and then we have to embrace renewable. And by doing that, we will be saving our world, and the climate change will be, achieved. Will be, would be something that we can counter. But I don't think so. Yeah. But the movement is so vast now. It is everyone is the jumping into the bandwagon, jumping into the bandwagon, into thinking that that is the solution, but without analyzing. That is our problem. When when we somebody said something, normally we just follow without thinking, without analyzing, without understanding. So I think that is the problem with us. Macam Rasulullah kata lah, if you have somebody told you about something, investigate first before you pass it on. But the the narrative that was put forward by these people in saying that uh, by embracing renewable energy, everything would be okay. Uh, when it is not. Sadly, it is not. So that's the end of our course then. Why we are learning energy law? You might be thinking, do you tend to agree? Because I think the moment you are here, for those who have not seen the movie, you've been thinking that, oh, we're studying about renewable, about SGD, about green technologies, uh, things like that. No, it is actually not really our focus. Our focus is about law. It's about what is law actually. So when I say what is law, I want you to hopefully answer me. What do you think of law? You are now part 5 kan? Uh, so what do you think? What is the function of law?
To regulate.
To regulate. So now energy law means to regulate energy. Okay, what we are going to learn is actually how to regulate the energy. Why energy has to be regulated? Because as you can see from the video itself, it is being manipulated. You know, we are consumers. We have no idea that we have been succumbed into believing something that is, something that is actually more disastrous to us. Actually, right? To produce, can you imagine? Biofuel is to cultivate plants, and from the cultivation of the plants, like say for example corn, you tanam jagung bukan nak makan, ambil jagung tu gunakan untuk buat fuel, and then the fuel is to be used. What ridiculous process. So tanam jagung, you need spaces, you need energy, you need obviously people's energy, you need plants caretaking, you need the process. This is not a small scale. This is about thousands and thousands of acres in order for us to be able to produce the fuel, which is ridiculous. And you have seen how they managed to destroy the Brazilian what do you call it, forest in order for them to cultivate corn, and then the corn is to be converted into fuel, and then the fuel is to be used into planes and cars, which is doesn't make sense. Yeah. What do you think about that? This?
So basically, it's just an inefficiency of our conversion of energy lah.
Yeah.
You convert sun energy to plant energy at how much, 80%, and then you go slim that down even more by converting that to biofuel, which is just like 20% of what the original plant can actually provide in other ways.
So it is all about utilization of all the things that we have. Everything around us is energy. So everything, you and I and everything that we are seeing, they are all energy. Everything. This is going to be, all of us learn physics. Energy is everywhere. Energy is everywhere. It's just a matter of how we convert that energy from one form to another into something else. Our body is full of energy. It's just a matter of the energy that we have in our body is to be translated into something else, whether it is to be translated in a positive manner or a negative manner. So the energy that is in us can be used towards the betterment of the society or towards the destruction of the society. So you can go and kill and rape and murder. The energy that you have in you being translated into your activity, and the activity is something that is in a negative way. So it goes to waste. It goes to waste. Obviously the energy is not depleted, it is transferred into another form, and from there onwards it will be moving to another form. So the energy is, they say that Allah is energy. You don't see Allah. He cannot say it's so powerful, and he created the everything else based on energy. So we are of his creation, right? So of him. So therefore the things that we see are all full of energy. So macam you tengok this picture, the form of energy, we have mechanical, we have nuclear, chemical, electrical, electromagnetic, thermal. Mine is thermal, ocean thermal energy. So from the thermal, it goes into melting ice cream or heating soup. Electromagnetic, you have visible lights, infrared, and all these are actually energy. Energy that is surrounding us. It is about us knowing, because our discipline is law. Law is about regulating. Law is about monitoring. Law is about controlling. Because law is in itself is energy. Law is actually energy. Energy in what sense? Because anyone who have law in their hands, or they have law with them, have the energy or power. So Lord Acton says about power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts everything. Corrupts absolutely. When you talk about power, you talk about the law. If you were to have power of law, meaning you are in a position of a prime minister, you have so much power in order for you to do good things or bad things. So you choose whether you want to change the society or not change the society. As what we are facing today, the power is being given to so many people in our country to change the society, but we don't see the changes taking place because the energy that they have, the power that they have, is not being translated into something that is productive. So the solution is there. The solution is to be able to utilize the energy in order for the energy to be optimized. The optimization of the energy is something that we have to achieve. Or the solution might be the free energy. Okay, the free energy which from time to time we hearing people coming out with free energy, and then it goes away by virtue of something happened. Normally it involve death of those people. uh, Sadly enough, we do have inventors who create certain certain energy source that is lasting. Let's say for example, Tesla, right? uh, Tesla, he managed, in fact he is the one that contributes to so many gadgets that we have with us today. The computer that we are seeing is actually the creation of his idea. uh, so many things, so many things that he created. But he the most important vision would be free energy, because if you look if you go and understand who he is, and understand what is inside his heart, I think you will understand that he wanted to give back to the society, because his knowledge that he has, he wants energy to be given to everyone. But obviously, this is about what we are learning law to regulate those people who actually don't want this energy or this technology to be passed to everyone else. Uh, it is about them to gain as much money as possible, to gain leverages. The If you have the technology, therefore you control power, you control the society, you control how the world how the world behave. So it is a domination power. So just like when we play a strategy game, right? So we control the resources in order for us to be in power. So most Western world, they want to be in that position, to dominate, to manipulate, to be able to subject those countries that is considered as poor or developing, in order for them to gain as much money as possible. So you create problem in order for you to gain money. So problems are not there. Yes, we do have problem, but there are solutions. But they don't want solution. Solution is bad for businesses. So our selfish motive, yeah, our selfish motive. We have to acknowledge that you and I, we are all selfish people. Every one of us, we are all selfish. We are here because of a reason. You are here because you need to take one paper, elective paper, in order for you to graduate, in order for you to complete the course. I'm here because I've been paid If it's not paid, then obviously I don't want to teach you. Or obviously, right? I just want to lepak and gain, as much money as possible from other means. But I have to work in order for me to get the money. I'm selfish. So you are also selfish because your aim is to gain the position of work, because which from education you should be able to secure a work later on in life, and that work is something that is important for you to survive. So every one of us, we are all selfish people. There is some, we cannot label a person who are selfish, that they are, what do you call it, they are wrong. Yes, we can label them as wrong because we learn law and we have to identify right and wrong. But behind the motive that they are doing things, it is because they are selfish. You know, we have to be selfish in order for us to get that. So understanding the whole scenario, the whole bigger picture, is the one that we have to achieve in this course, in order for us to know how to utilize the law, in order for us to control the energy. Because if you can see from the picture itself, everything that the subject that has been identified here, they are obviously more out of this moving car. How do you regulate energy of that? So regulation in terms of taxation, in terms of production, in terms of innovation, in terms of safety, in terms of what do you call it, cost. In order to produce a car, what would be the best way in order for us to utilize the energy? So in order to translate from energy to a product, so you need to have a law in order to regulate that particular process from being manipulated by those people who are selfish. Everyone, yes, I can say that you can be selfish, but there are people who are selfish enough to make sure that they gain as much as possible, and yet they leave other people suffering. That is wrong. So in our situation, me working, getting salary is not selfish to the extent, right? So you here, you're doing the course in order for you to complete the course. Is not really that selfish, because yes, it is selfish because you want something from somebody, but not denying other people. Uh, you don't deny other people in terms of pushing them down, or not being able for them to get what they are supposed to get. That is something else. If you find your way here through an illegal means, then you are wrong, because somebody else supposed to be in your position, but you use cable and things like that in order for you to be here. If you are not involved in that, then you are here because you choose to be here, and you are accepted to be here. Then obviously you are not that selfish. Yeah? So selfish that can be accepted, as compared to those selfish people who wants to gain advantage while damaging other people. Like we have other, say for example, radio wave. Radio wave, we can put it as microwave. Microwave, the invention was, and anyone knows about microwave? Have you discovered about microwave oven? And did you use a microwave oven?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Sometimes.
Do you know it is harmful to your body?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes, it got infrared or something, isn't it?
You know, the technology was created in World War II. So the Germans, obviously Germans are intelligent people. Memang Allah dah bagi dia orang Yahudi ni dengan orang Jerman ni memang intelligent people, right? Dengan Jepun lah ya. Okay, Jepun ni hardworking. But Germans ni dia memang kalau you tengok by nature, they all the best product that we have seen, you know, Audi, BMW, Volkswagen, and so many product lah. I think coming from German. German are very intuitive and creative. So during World War II, Hitler wanted to attack Soviet Russia, right? So he has to do it because he has to be worried about Britain attacking from his behind. So he is attacking in multiple front. So he is attacking everyone. Italy is supporting him. Japan is obviously supporting on the other side of the world. But as far as Europe is concerned, he is attacking at two or three front. He's attacking Africa. He's attacking Britain, and then United States, and then he's attacking Russia. The moment the time that he is attacking so happened during winter. So the army, his army has to eat, right? So packed food are not something that is something is viable at that point of time. Packaging yang sekarang kita ada tu is something that is newly invented. So back then they have to do something. They created what they call it, microwave, in order to heat up the product or the food. So it was being used, and then when in a very short time they fall, and then Russia counterattack, and they managed. So US and Britain, Australia, and Russia, they went into German, right? It is that the last point of the war for Europe. So they discovered when you are the winners of the war, so you went in, obviously selfish, right? Because because somebody else is already down. So what you need to do is to gain as much advantage as possible. So they took all the what they call it, the secrets of the scientists or research and development that has been produced by German scientists. So one of the thing that the Russian counterpart they took out is the microwave. And when they took it, they realized that the scientists of German, they discovered the report was full of the the advantage and disadvantage. Obviously, let me sidetrack. Everything that we have in this world do have its advantage and disadvantage, the plus and minus. So they call it yin and yang. The yin and yang. This is something that is equilibrium. The equilibrium of something is being maintained. So kalau anything, there must be a positive and negative things. So they discovered the microwave has its advantage and disadvantage. And the disadvantage from the report was about the the effects of the molecules, the changes of the atoms and molecules inside the product is some sort change, and it will have impact towards the people who consume it. So the chicken is no longer the chicken that you are actually eating. So they decided not to put it as, they prevent it from being sold in Russia. So because they are centralized, right? So they know that it is beneficial because they are in a winter condition, because Russia mostly most of the area is cold. So this is a good product in order for them to use, but they refuse to adopt and they refuse to accept it. And then the American also realized that the army of America, when they brought it back, they start to realize that, oh, that they are more negative than the positive. So what happened was uh, capitalism, right? You have communism and then you have capitalism. So the capitalists, obviously, the people of America who wants to benefit from it in terms of money, right? So nampak tak selfish dia. So when it comes to Russia, they realize that the thing is not good in the long run to the society, to their society. So they decided not to what do you call it, adopt it. But in America, because of the nature of the society, they are adopting capitalism. So capitalism is to capitalize everything that they can over something. So they put it into the market, and then obviously now, until now, all over the world, it's all no, that is just giving you one example of how energy is being transferred from from the raw material. If you look at the raw material from the metal, from the electricity, electricity is not inexistent. It has to be created, right? So the creation of electricity and combination with the glass and obviously steel, we create microwave in order for microwaves to be utilized by the society. So our purpose is to regulate the product, the creation from energy from one form to another, in order for the conversion of the energy is beneficial to the society in the long run. So that is our purpose, to look at everything that is surrounding us in order for us to regulate the process of conversion of the energy. You see, all the arrows is all about conversion, converting from one energy to another. You can crisscross chemical towards thermal, thermal towards mechanical, and then reconvert back. Say for example, you have you have solar, right? The energy from the sun being converted into energy to the sea, and then from the sea converted into liquid, and then liquid converted into kinetic, kinetic into the motor. In my study, convert from okay convert from the sun, convert the sun energy was converted into energy of the sea. Energy of the sea is now reconvert towards the energy of the liquid, because you have to use some liquid in order for you to run the machine. So the power now converted, or the energy is now converted to liquid, and liquid goes to kinetic because the power, and then the kinetic convert into electricity. Electricity now converts into your house, and then your house, you utilize your computer, and then you can see your computer and convert the energy towards learning, and then producing, and then that kind of things. So say for uh, fridge, and then from the fridge you are able to freeze your produce in order for you to lengthen their life cycle. So there are so many things that is surrounding us that we are not aware of, but they are all of energy. So that is why we are here today. Hopefully we will be capturing some glimpse of that in order for us to practice how to regulate energy from the perspective of law. So, question.
Doctor.
Yeah.
May I ask for sources on why or ask for clarification why microwave is uh damaging?
Microwave is energy because it comes
Is
from energy.
damaging or harmful?
Damaging. You said damaging because it it changes the molecules of things. We can do a search for that. Mm. This is from a result, right? A result from people who says that they are not. So you will see the situation is being divided into two. One is saying that it is not, and one that is saying that is it does. So from the scientific effect, so I think you have to do it on your own and by looking at it. So what we are trying to do here is by looking at any product or anything that has been produced, the utilization of it. Uh, when it comes to microwave, if the changes is not something that is harmful, then we can accept it as good for our our well-being. But here, if you can look at, I don't have it with me right now, but you can go and search. This is Sign Direct. Okay, so find out. I've seen it. A study that has been conducted that obviously when it comes to knowledge, uh, obviously people would be in two parts. One is agreeing, one is not agreeing. So our task is to, just like what the video is showing you, you can agree or disagree, right? So you can accept or not accept. So that is the situation that we are in, because we have to identify, just like what you have been discovering all this while from cases that you have gone through, right? So those cases talks about one party saying that I am right doing such and such, and the other party saying that you are wrong, I am right in doing such and such. So B, B, sekejap, are you hearing something going on?
No.
No, doctor.
No.
Oh, tak ada dah. The my machine, my wife, apa, thermomix tu dia duk bising. Alright, so B, B, machine, thermomix, bising. Tak ada stop. Tak nak, I tengah kelas ni. Alah, biarlah aku. Alright, so coming back, to the question, obviously. So you have either way, you can say, oh, I think it is good for me. You know, thinking is something, and finding out the pro and cons. Like say for example, dalam Quran kata, this is Allah kata, there is benefit for you to take apa, arak. You know, there is benefit in taking arak, but there is the negative side of arak, which is the one that Allah says that you are not to take arak. Obviously, taking what do you call it? Arak in English is what? My
alcohol or liquor.
alcohol is good because in a way that when you are in a climate that needs warm to your body, it can heat your body up, right? So, but the side effect, the side effect is something that is you need to be aware of. Dia pening kalau dengar bising. Right, soalan.
Sir, just want to ask you about the nuclear energy, since the video you give us also did not talk much about the nuclear energy. I just want to know your stand for it. Is it good or bad for our country? And if kalau nuclear energy diimplement di negara kita, do you think our law is adequate enough for it?
Depends. Actually, depending. Kalau kita pakai lah, kalau kita ada our what do you call it? So number of reactors. There are so many reactors throughout the world. Ada. Jadi kalau kita nak cari tak jumpa lah. So by 2023, there are 436 nuclear reactors in 32 countries. Okay, so can your question is about kita kalau kita pakai nuklear boleh tak? You know, boleh, memang tak ada masalah. I would say that it's a move, but whether the move is good or not, whether what is the effect, because as I said, everything mesti ada dia punya positive and negative. You can look at the positive side, obviously. In actual fact, our government is actually currently ongoing towards that. So I think it's a few years already inside the development of. It is located in Terengganu, if I'm not mistaken, in Pahang. The station, the plant. They wanted it to be near water, obviously, for the purpose of cooling. It has to be either near the sea, next to the sea, or next to a source of water, in order for them to make sure that there is no meltdown. So this is a good thing for Malaysia, but also a bad thing for Malaysia. The chances of it melting down is always there. Okay, we have seen in Japan, because there are tsunamis, right? Then we have Chernobyl in Russia. Bhopal is chemical, right? But if we have a meltdown, their country is big. They can do it in a remote area in order for them to generate that amount of energy. But for us, our country is very small, so the issue of meltdown or anything happening, to our countries to our country is going to have a big impact, in my opinion. So they are doing it secretly, because if they were to discuss it with the in the mass media, then obviously it's something that is going to be detrimental, right, to the development of nuclear in Malaysia. Um, uh, Sooner or later, obviously, if it's materialized, then they have to talk about it, and then they have to get approval. It has to go to the parliament, then everything has to be dealt with. Hopefully, it is not. If it is to be done from day one, we should be able to talk about it and have a say, because it affects us, positively and negatively. So we can reduce uh, our our reliance towards coal and our dams, so we don't have to rely on that. Then we don't have to face the increase of prices of electricity. Now every companies, wanting to increase the price of energy, electricity, in order for them to survive. But it is a decision by the government, and the government utilizes tariff and things like that. So what I'm trying to say here is that uh, we should have we should be able to know from day one, if we were to decide that we want to do nuclear. It is not about the parliament deciding for us, because yes, we do agree that we assign them in our parliamentary democracy, that we vote them in, but the government that we have today is not the government that has been voted in. So therefore, they cannot make that decision for us, because they do not represent the society. They represent the society in their own singular perspective, not in a majority manner. So, that is another problem that we are facing. How far I don't go to voting anymore, because I don't trust the system. Okay, so if people you vote doesn't mean that the people that you vote is the government, and the government that you choose is the one that is going to decide for you. But this one is we are talking about more than the government that we have for 5 years. This is like 100 years. For how long that can nuclear last? Nuclear facility lasting. 80 years, right? Here we are talking about 80 years, 40 to 60 years. So it's quite lengthy in terms of its power usage. 60 years is a lot. So depending. So I have no answer, obviously, because this is very subjective. Therefore, if we want to create nuclear, then obviously there would be regulation to regulate that. So far, we have only one ACTA, but that one is development. So ACTA on nuclear, ACTA 304, ACTA Perlesenan Atom, Tenaga Atom 1984. Okay, I think this is the only one in relation to sama je, 304. When it comes to Pelesenan, Pelesenan is one thing. We are talking about one whole one whole structure of atomic regulation. So nuclear development. So if you look at nuclear development, where is the process? nuclear power. So if you look at this, the pictures here, in order for you to create nuclear, it has to go through a number of processes. So the processes, each processes have to make sure that there is a regulation to regulate that. We have the what they call it, EP Environmental Act. Okay, we have EQA, Environmental Equality Act. So we do have this, but it is not something that is able to cater for nuclear. You know, fine, it talks about control of pollution, the need for what do you call it, the what do you call it? I remember at this point of time. They call it you have to get approval. The Allah, it doesn't come to mind right now. That we in order for you to have a development of something new or something that is dangerous to the environment, we have to have that report Allah, apa nama dia, that process that you have to get the report. Bakun, when it was created, they have to come up with the impact assessment. Now I remember the environmental impact assessment. So that EIA has to be identified in order for the government to approve the project or not. So where was I? In terms of energy, yes, everything that the process of nuclear, that nuclear plant that we want to create is being monitored and regulated. Because if you don't monitor and regulate it, even kalau you masuk, kalau you check, kalau you check the investigation, we ada documentary about investigation of flight accident, like sorry, I'm going here and there, you know, flight, like, okay, if you look at the one of the videos, I think this one, National Geographic, if you look at National Geographic, if you look at this, the investigation, you start to realize that the problem start with one of the videos I have seen. It all is because one small screw that is the mechanic, they put it in the size of the screw is not exactly is what's supposed to be put on the screen, the what they call it, the windows of the flight. So they did not put the correct screw, and because of that the cockpit blown, and air when it goes inside the cockpit, then obviously they didn't realize that they cannot breathe, and then obviously they cannot control the flight. It went down just because one small screw. So can you imagine, when it comes to nuclear, the possibility of mishap is is there, obviously. So you have to ensure that everything is being made in order. So everything has to be regulated. You cannot have chikai thing. You cannot have something that is, Malaysian, knowing that we are so lacking in terms of enforcement. We do have laws, but we are so lacking in terms of enforcement. So that is the most important thing that we are facing at this point of time. We do have law, but lacking of enforcement. So you have to make sure that there is law, and you have to make sure that there is enforcement. So we, and from the point view of law, we are looking at both sides. The creation of prevention of things that is from happening, and then on top of that, to ensure that that thing is to be achieved, meaning safety is to be achieved. So uh, so many things that we have to look into in order for us to do that. That is to answer your question, Amirul.
Yes, very much. Thank you.
Thank you. So dah 11 saya. So any questions that you want to ask further? Sorry, apa kata seronok nak cerita. Okay, this is something might be new to you, obviously, right? So you are made aware of this. Read up on microwave. You will see two sides. One is saying that it's not it's not affecting. They will produce, obviously lah. You go to court, right? They will produce their own evidence in saying that they are right. So biasalah. It happens everywhere in the world. Soalan? Any questions? So I will be sharing books on energy. Tak ada eh. Ada 15 buku kat sini. Right? So I have these books which I'm going to share with you dekat Google Drive. I'll give you the link. Okay, about this paper. This paper tak ada exam. Okay, I think you realize that earlier on. Okay, tak ada exam eh. It's non-examinable. But having said that, dia punya obviously you have to do a lot lah, because it has to replace the examination 40%, right? So 100% is here. So what you are going to do is you are going to, let me show you. The lesson plan I'll give you later because I need to redo the system. You are to produce papers. Okay, you are to produce papers. This is to help you in one way or another. When you go to the interviews, you can proudly say that I have produced a paper and publish in a journal, and you can present it to your the what they call it, the panel, in order for them to be convinced that you have that knowledge. This is just to give you an example of two students, what do you call it, work. Okay, so this is this is so happen that I have the access to submit that thing. This is costing about 5,000 in order to be published in this paper, and they have managed to do that. I have we managed to do that. Laws governing renewable energy production of Malaysia and Canada, a comparative analysis. So this one in UK, this is tier 1, which is very high in terms of its what do you call it, its points. All right. Another one would be this one. Also EB, Environment Behavior Journal. Okay, this one in China. Solar energy policies in Malaysia, United States, and right. So these two is obviously they were lucky lah, because I do have that, what do you call it, access. Yeah. This is easily 4,000 to 5,000. Right. But what I want you to do is to be able, like, for example, these are students' projects. give you example. These are the outcome of your study. Because we are doing, everyone is doing their own research, but at the same time, you are going to go through the process of learning. So obviously, all the weeks we are going to look at certain subject, certain areas of law, energy law, and then you are to learn from this week, from the 2 weeks. Say, for example, fundamentals of energy law. So once you understand that, or conceptual or theoretical, so you are going to include the material that you have learned into your area of research. So this, just to give you an example, this one, a review or relationship between sustainable energy and the principle of energy resilience, a case study of Malaysia. So this is their outcome. So by the end of the semester, this is your what do you call it? Your produce lah, or your outcome that is expected of you. And this semester, I want you to be able to initially identify. I would pass you some recommended what do you call it, journals in order for you to submit. And I think this journal, maybe I have no idea. Maybe there is no fee, right? If there is no fee, then you are lucky. Otherwise, I'm not lucky lah, because I have to pay up at least 300 for a journal publication. So I fork up my own money in order for you to, I don't know, quite a number of people inside the class. I didn't realize that it's going to be 3 classes. So we have 60 people at least. So 60 divided by 3, berapa? 60 divided by 3, 30. 30 article, right? So I don't know whether I have that amount of money to pay up, but hopefully the articles or the journals that I'm going to produce, I'm going to introduce to you are not paid. Hopefully they are free, so therefore you can publish. Right. So if you look at this, then okay, a lot of them not yet produced, okay, or some of them did. This one, for example. Okay, so they choose, you choose, meaning you choose what area of energy law that you want to take up. Okay, I can share you the this one. I think I want to tackling and build mana dia. Tapi whatever it is, these are the seniors. They have produced this. I think there are many others. This one is the only one that I can gather at this point of time. There are many scattered. All the semesters, every semesters there will be like 10 project papers. So this semester, in order to avoid like this situation happening, they have produced. It's just a matter of then submitting to journal. The problem with submitting to journal, every journal have their own, what do you call it, house style, the styles that they want it to be presented, like the one I showed you, right? What is this? These are also submission. Bagi example tadi. Oh, dah buka dah. So like this one, they have their font, they have their what do you call it, indent, they have their what do you call it, all this format. The formatting, it has to be done according to what they want in order for it to be posted as their article, right? So what you need to do is doing the same thing, right? To do the same thing. And is it? Okay, to do the same thing. But I can identify within this few weeks, the journal that you are targeting your publication. So hopefully they are not paid. If they are to be paid, then I have to fork out my own money, right? So I want it to be published by the end of the semester. So you don't have to worry about uh, after the production of your research, it is pending publication because of the nature of the cost involved. So so this semester, I was hoping that you can do that. You can bypass the process. So that is what you are supposed to do lah for this semester. Okay. Boleh so far. Ada question? Any question? Clear?
Um,
You tiga orang per group, Amirul. You have to choose your members and then choose your area of research that you want to do. Anything of your liking. I don't want to force you to do something that you don't like. So you venture out. You have done your what do you call it? You punya mini thesis. What do you call it? Mini thesis. You
FYP.
FYP. Yeah. You're doing your FYP this semester or next semester?
We already completed 8 lessons.
Okay. Now you know what needs to be done, right? So you venture into the areas of your liking, and then you are to come up with a proposal, and then that proposal is for us to discuss in class, in tutorials, right? So all the tutorials is about the discussion. The first part of the give it more or less like 15 minutes of the tutorials are going to be discussed about the area of lecture that we have done based on the number of lecture dekat sini lah, right? So every week kita ada lecture. So obviously the lecture is about the material that you can incorporate into your articles. But for the tutorials, kita akan buat discussion on the progress of your research. So initially next week kita dah start tutorial because we cannot we cannot delay anymore. So next week you are to come up with a proposal of an area that you want to do, and to justify. Yeah, you have to justify the importance of that area, whether the area has been done by anyone else or not. Because I don't want you to to do something that is that has been done by somebody else. You can do something that has been conducted by somebody else, but you have to take it from another angle, right? From another perspective. So the knowledge is so vast in order for you to venture in. So do your discussion with your group member, the three of you. So you have to choose an area of your liking, because you are going to play with this for one semester. And the production is to target a journal for your production, right? Any questions so far? Ada ke?
oh, for me.
Okay. The rest macam mana? Any questions? So during lecture, obviously Q&A banyak tanya soalan. I don't like you to be silent in order for you to not getting anything. You tak cakap, jadi I akan banyak cakap. So try to ask more question and discussion kalau boleh. Right. What else? That I need to go through, which is introduction, week 1. Let's look at the course, the syllabus itself. So there is no test, there is no assignment. Okay, tak ada apa-apa. Kita satu je. For just to share with you another assessment. That is the assessment. Dan ni justification lah because ramai yang dapat A kan. Because nak buat macam mana? Dah memang macam tu kan. So chances are A is in your hands lah. Okay, let's look at this example lah. Okay, so assignment ada 3, final. So final is the submission. Okay, the submission of your final product. So say for example, Daniel. So he is in a group of his group members. So first assignment based on the progress. So progress kita panggil progress lah tapi I panggil dia assignment. So assignment 1, assignment 2, assignment 3, progress 1, 2, 3 and final. So 4 stages. And the stages goes in that manner lah. So kalau lah kata kita wait. So maybe week 4, weeks 8, 12 and 14. Yeah. So first evaluation in week 4. So evaluation on the progress. So everyone have to come up to that level of expectation. By this, the framework dah ada. And then kalau framework, what do you mean by framework? Meaning kalau kita ambil ni sebagai example, the abstract dah ada. And then the format in terms of introduction, literature review, at least some literature review movement dah ada. And then the research method dah ada. And then finding obviously belum lagi lah kan. So because you are doing your study. So that is the process. The whole thing is going to be checked only on your progress of that particular paper sahaja. Right? So let's look at the course information. Boleh tak? Ni apa? Are you comfortable with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. Kalau kat sini nampak sikit sangat, kecil sangat. Okay, kejap eh. Okay. The first one, we are going to look at the fundamentals of energy law. So getting us to know like what we are doing today. You know, energy is everywhere. It is surrounding us. It's just a matter of converting from one energy to another. Then obviously energy is not destroyed. Energy is being converted into something else. So katalah you tak pakai microwave tu, microwave you buang, the energy is still there, and then it will be converted into something else. Kalau lah recycle, then the recycling is the process of converting towards something else. Kalau lah kata tak recycle, it goes into the ground, it will be converted into something else. So it will go back to its original energy that is built in the earth. So we are going to look at the law, energy, you know, I think we have covered that, right? So some details will be given. Second area that we are going to look at the conceptual framework, meaning in looking at energy law, we have to look from above. We cannot go inside the issue, certain issues. Say for example, you are doing energy law of the sea, right? If you are doing energy law of the sea, we have to look at the energy itself. from the perspective of the global in looking at from the general point of view. So we are looking at the conceptual framework. Yeah? What is the framework? Say for example, the framework might be in a position that the okay, anything that you see as a picture, obviously, we have a picture of, say, for example, the seaside. You know, we have situation whereby there are people, there, and then we have plants, plants here and there, and then bushes, and then we have what do you call it, the boat, right, or whatever, and then we have the sun, we have the horizon, all these are actually a framework. We have to have a conceptual framework, meaning you have to have a general perspective. I think the FYP process have taught you about conceptual framework. What is the concept that you want to give? So we have to look at the conceptual framework of energy law. I will give you the background of it. Okay, why is it important? If it's not important, what is the drawback? What will be the issues and discussion? And then we move on to theoretical framework. We look at the theory. Just now we look at the conceptual, but here we're looking at the theoretical framework. There must be theory in terms of what we are doing. So, for example, why do we have this boat, the sail, the boat here? Why not a yacht? Why not what you call a ship? So what is the theory behind it? The theory is that it is shallow water, whereby only small boats are to be placed there. The location is very near to the shores. So everything has to be discussed, in terms of that. Okay, so theoretical framework, we look at people's theory in respect of energy law, and then we look at policy. Okay, policy is something that is more important than law, because policy comes from policy comes the law. So law, it is not created just because law wants to be created. It is based on policy. So you have to have policy in order for law to be created. So we have to learn about what is the policy in terms of energy law for Malaysia and the world. And then we have to look at energy law in Malaysia. We focus on energy law that we have in Malaysia. What are the laws that we have in Malaysia that we can look at and then investigate and then identify how it works and things like that. And then we look at international impact on energy law on the 6 area that we are going to look at. So we look at international law, whether they are important or not, whether they do cover the area of energy law, and then whatever current issues and discussion. Moving on with the last area that we are going to look at is the conflicts arising from energy law. So we do have a situation of war that we the what do you call it? Actually, all laws are based on the dominance of energy. Okay, so laws is about the need for people to be selfish, the need to be more selfish than what they need to do, that they need to be, what do I mean by that? Because the laws, the wars that we have are basically based on the dominance over energy, like what we have in Russia and apa nama country tu? Yugoslavia, bukan, Czech. Apa nama the war currently going on? I always
Ukraine.
Ukraine is Ukraine, nama tempat Yugoslavia bukan. Ukraine, is it a place or a state?
State.
The state. Ukraine against Russia.
Ukraine. Okay, good. So Ukraine, Ukraine and Russia, obviously, if you look at this war, Ukraine. Okay, the thing that is going on right now, it is not about land, it is about energy. It is about Ukraine, they are subjected to what do you call it, pressure, or they are victims of power struggle. Okay, the power struggle is because they need obviously control, you know. Bukan Ukraine need control, but the Western world needs control and power. And knowing that is political in nature, that Russia is self-reliance, they want the energy. Actually, what America wants is to able to supply energy to Europe, because Europe's reliance on the energy from Russia is too great, right? So when Russia is in control of the energy supply to Europe, so America doesn't like it. So America wants to have that control. So they destroyed the power supply, or the what do you call it, the gas supply, the pipeline. So they destroyed it, and they supply after a few months, 1 month after that, or a few weeks after that. So the America supply, they have already made their own supply to Europe of energy from them. So memang jahat lah. It is a political move, or about selling energy. So they just cut off Russia, in order for Russia cannot sell their energy to Europe, and Europe have to struggle and to survive, right? So the next best thing is America. So basically, wars of the world is being is created because of energy. Okay, we have problems with the Mekong River, and then we have the Indian China punya war, because energy, land is about the ability for you to get resources, and resources is about energy. That is why America attacked the Middle East, because they want the resources. Yeah, they want energy. It's just like a game. So as I mentioned earlier on, it's just like a strategy game that you, and I love to go into strategy game when I was young. Strategy games allow us to go and attack other people's area, in order to gain advantage of that area, and in order for you to get all the resources, be it stone, wood, or gold, or silver, whatever, those are considered as energy. When you have those raw materials, you are able to build your domain, or your kingdom. So that is nature, human nature. So what is the reality that is happening throughout the world is about that. People are desperate in terms of the the resources. So for example, Saudi Arabia, they cannot grow in their own country. They go to Africa and they buy lands, and push out all the African and dominate the land area of the Nile, in order for them to cultivate food for them. That is energy, that kind of things. So the building of dams. Those dams creates tension between countries. So those are actually energy based, and we have to look at the law. All these incidents, we have to look at the law from the perspective of law. How law plays a big role in order to regulate the society. And if the law fails to do the proper regulation, then the society is going to come to a turmoil, which we have seen in Russia and Ukraine, and many other dispute is happening throughout the world, and the basis is actually energy. It is actually either water or resources, so we're going to look at that as part and partial of our topic 7, conflicts arising from energy law. But not to say that we only wait until that. We can always discuss current issues in every discussion or meeting that we are going to have. Okay, questions? Those are the area of laws that or area of studies that we are going to conduct. Any questions so far? Ada? Tak ada? Semua diam je. Awak terkejut ke apa ke?
No question for me.
Hello, doctor. I have a
Yes,
question
Ilza,
real
yeah.
quick. So regarding the group, is it possible if we form 4 people per group instead of 3?
Three. Because
Um,
most of the articles, journal, they limit to only 4. But I have to put my name inside as the communication. So the what do you call it? About the apa dia panggil ni? The corresponding ni. So I have to put my name here in order for me to be the correspondence. So 3, right? So I know 3 is 18. So kalau kita ada 20, I cannot open future. So how many of us in the group actually?
for group A, I believe there's 31 from
31?
future. I
31?
think.
Ayo,
Yes,
how come
doctor.
so many people? Cannot be. Mati I macam ni. So many people to, wow, 31. Oh my God. How come they allow so many people inside? I was expecting only 20. Yo. So, group. Oh. 31 juga. Oi, mati macam ni. Oh, group C ada 16. They should have limit to only 25. I need to check with them. So if it's 25 then or 20, then the rest boleh campur-campur. Aduh, letih je ni. Right. Okay, whatever it is, 3 is the maximum because I have to limit to that because the articles memang ada problem. Okay, so I have to limit to that. So you carilah kawan ni yang 3. Boleh, Mirza.
Alright, thank you, doctor.
Okay. So kalau say for example, kalau ada yang balance, right, katalah ada dah tolak-tolak ya, semua orang 31 kan, 30, ada seorang terlebih, takkan seorang nak buat seorang. So you can put it as 4. Mirza, so first come first serve. So if one group dah ada 4, then since Mirza dah tanya, so Mirza punya group ada 4 lah. Okay,
Alright, doctor. Okay, thank you, doctor.
Okay, so first come first serve siapa yang ada 31, yang ada 16 tu tak boleh nak buat apa lah, because 16 ada seorang juga, mungkin ada satu group ada 4. Sebab 3 kali 5, 15. So seorang 16 kan. So 16 seorang tu masuk dalam one of the other 5 groups. Okay. Any question? Dah 11.48. I'm worried whether you have another class ke, nak pergi mana-mana ke. So questions guys?
Doctor, just asking, this is the paper that we're going to be crafting is more of a quantitative research rather than qualitative, right?
Up to you.
Oh.
So janganlah buat sampai you don't have other times for other you don't have time for other people. Like this is supposed to be an enjoyment punya ride. you do something while you are learning. So I don't want it to be so taxing because this is a elective paper, bukannya core paper. So I cannot be in a position that to expect so much from you. So you decide ni nak buat qualitative ke, doctrinal ke, nak buat quantitative ke, up to you. But normally nowadays articles they would more acceptable towards some element of quantitative. So kalau you ada graph, you ada diagram, memang journals are happy towards that. Tapi janji ada method lah macam yang kita tengok ni. Nak habis.
Alright, thank you, Doctor.
Kalau kita tengok sini ada the literature review and then kita ada research methodology. In terms of this one, dia kata semi-structured interview. So, okay lah. Right. Ini apa semi-structured meaning qualitative lah. Okay. So, kalau you nak buat doctrinal pun tak ada masalah. Okay. Because we are so familiar with doctrinal. Tapi kalau yang ada yang some data, that kind of things is much more welcome lah. Okay, macam ni ada kan. So they have created that, something that is able for people to appreciate more of your product. Rather than reading, people are more accustomed to visual, kan? Alright, soalan, yes, good. Ada siapa angkat tangan? Anyone? Any questions? Please.
No, Doctor.
Alright. So,
Doctor?
yeah,
Sorry.
please tanya je. Jangan kata sorry that you have not done anything wrong. Asking question is not wrong. You are expected to. Yes, Shafinas.
I want to clarify on can I for the research paper, can I combine with other class to do this?
What do you mean by other class? Tak boleh. It has to be within the class itself.
Oh, alright.
Because exam, when I enter markah untuk exam, it is within the same group. Within the same group. Kita ada 3 group, right? So I know it is easier for you to join your friend which they registered in another group. So sorry, I cannot entertain that because the exam. Thousand apologies.
It's okay, thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, somebody raise your hand. Lagi soalan? Tanya je. Jangan sorry. I love people who ask questions.
Doctor,
Yeah.
this is not a question, but just nak minta your permission. Can I
Yeah.
share a Google Sheet so that everyone can put their names and their groups, just so that you can
Yes.
Alright.
Yes. Thank you. The previous group pun previous semester pun buat macam tu. So you come up with what they call it, a title, right? And then put in the name of the groups in the WhatsApp lah. So dalam WhatsApp tu kita in that manner. So the title lah, nanti you know what needs to be done lah. So every group A, B, C, and then the name of the group members, and then the metric number for me to record. And then I will be putting in the materials, number one, the what do you call it, the course study, the what do you call it, just selalu lupa benda tu kan. Kita panggil lesson plan. So I owe you lesson plan, I owe you the book of energy here, and then also the articles. Can someone oh, kita tak appoint class rep can you among yourself decide who is your class rep for A and B and C, and then I utang, so I utang kat sini. Mana dia? Oh. So what do you call it? Book sharing. Second is what else? Lesson plan. Third is journal. Apa lagi yang utang? Book sharing, lesson plan, journals, and then number 4 maybe reading materials. So the reading materials and book sharing books, you know, you can go through and look them, say for example, look at them. For example, this one, energy law and economics. Okay. Right, those are the books with regards to energy law. The materials, articles. I will be sharing you articles in order for you to prepare for the class before we do our lecture. Okay. Reading materials. Apa lagi I hutang you? Ada lagi I hutang you?
Doctor, will you be sharing like the samples from?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Please. I have to do that. Kejap. Samples. Okay. I'll be sharing you samples. So I give you I think you not all ke apa? Hi guys. Submission ni, I think submission ni pun should be. Any questions guys? Oh yo, bahaya. Any question guys? Ada soalan before we end the session?
No question, Doctor.
Alright.
Okay.
So do the discussion with your friends and come up with an area. So you start with area first. So obviously the title comes later, right? So the first thing is the area that you wanted to do. So say for example, you want to do energy law of the sea, say for example, energy, say for example, what do you call it, biomass, you know, even after the video. So you can be critical about that, you know, looking from the perspective of, but not to say that biomass is negative, because everything has positive and negative, right? So you look at both sides. So maybe, you know, all the areas that you can think of, as long as they are of energy concern, then maybe to the extent that how you utilize the energy of the house, you know, how it is being regulated, as long as you can relate energy and the law or policy, you know, that should be okay. So get the subject first. The not subject. Subject is energy, obviously, but the topic, and then we go to the next level of the title. So we can work together. I'm here to. Don't worry, this is not all yours. I'm here to be with you, right? I don't want to put my name inside your article without me contributing. So I want to contribute all the way from beginning until the end. So I'll be checking, I'll be recommending, I'll be arguing with you and things like that. Yeah. So in order for it to be of a material to be published, right? So kalau tak ada, so thank you very much guys for coming, and then see you. Kita nak buat, kalau boleh kita untuk tomorrow kita petang ni kan kita punya tutorial. Do you want to have a meeting for or you just want to take a break in order for you to discuss the area?
Maybe take a break first.
Terkejut kata Allah apa yang aku kena buat ni. Alright, so next week kita jumpa lecture, right? And then next week kita discuss the area of your interest. Okay, remember, don't pressure yourself. Do something that you are happy. Always remember that you are doing this for yourself, not for me. Right? Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Doctor.
Selamat berbuka.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Selamat puasa.
Selamat puasa.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Ya, siapa nak tanya soalan?